Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of Vlogs with Pew. Today we'll be diving into the amazing author Alice Walker, the beauty and brains behind the color purple. Today I'll be doing a little get ready with me, my little makeup routine, and we will be discussing her biography, historical context of the color purple, literary movements, Walker's writing style, and public/critic review on the book. To start, Alice Walker was born on February 9th, 1944 in Eatonton, Georgia. Growing up in a 7-sibling household with 2 highly eloquent parents, it definitely shaped Walker into the person that she is today. While growing up, Walker experienced blindness in one of her eyes. This blindness led to her parents gifting her a typewriter, and over time she used it to just write and write and write and write and write. So she eventually mastered her work as the years went on. She was fairly young when she got the typewriter. And then for a year, she went to go and live with her grandparents, and she was exposed to different hardships in life. This was the first time she really saw things, adult things that happen that are not good. She was exposed to alcoholism and alcohol abuse. And in turn, it gave her inspiration to write The Color Purple. In her adult years, she went to an HBCU, Spelman College, for 2 years. Her first 2 years of college, she went there. And then she graduated from Sarah Lawrence College in 1965. Later on in her life, she married a white man, a civil rights attorney, and had a daughter, Rebecca Walker, with him. And although their marriage did not end, the way she lived her life with him during that time period was another motivating factor for much of her work. All right, I just filled in my eyebrows. I don't have my fancy eyebrow brush. I use a defined end with a pomade. But today I just use this. But going on to the historical context of The Color Purple. The book was published in 1982. Many stories in the book can be seen as a reflection of what was happening in America during that time period. I'm using this NYX concealer next. But so the historical context is significant, especially in the ideas of themes that are in this book, such as race, gender, power, etc. Rural Black life is the basis for the setting of this novel. That's where it took place. Many African American communities were isolated, which impacted the family structures. Economic and social disadvantages led to hardships for several families. Regarding gender roles, African American and Black women suffered double just for being who they are. Within the Black community and from the outside world, Black women never saw the end of it. Celie, which is the main character in this book, is a representation of the limited power Black American women had in America during this time period, and the limited power that they held in their families as well. The novel also takes place during the Jim Crow era, which enforced racial segregation in the South. Celie and her family have to live through these laws, which also reflect the harsh realities of being Black in the South. Okay, next I am applying concealer to the inner parts of my face. Trying to be quick. And then we're going to blend it out after I put on foundation. Getting into literary movements, Black feminism and womanism is exactly what Alice Walker embodies. Her voice plays a major role in discussing issues of race, abuse, sexuality. All of these she scratches the surface, or not scratches, she goes really deep into it, in her book. Ooh, in The Color Purple. So yeah, discussing issues of race, abuse, sexuality, and empowerment. She dives into all of those in The Color Purple. And the term womanism combines feminist and a Black woman into one genre. And although Alice works to uplift all women, her main focus is Black women, the most marginalized group in society. Now that what's on my face is blended out, I'm going to use this setting powder. It's the Fit Me setting powder. And bake under my eyes and here and like a little bit there. And like chisel it up. Okay. Now getting into how she writes this book. It's very important to note that the term for the dialect that is spoken by many African American Black people, it is AAVE, also known as African American Vernacular English or Ebonics. As a result, the book is written colloquially. I hope I'm saying that right. Mr. S taught me that word, so shout out to you. But this word means not formal or literary, and some authors use this style of writing to add authenticity to the characters and their lives. Alice Walker also writes in epistolary form, which is just like in letters. So the whole entire book from the start to the end is written in letters. She writes her letters to God, and then towards the end it changes. And it allows the readers to witness her journey like directly, like so experiencing all her emotions as she's experiencing them, because she's like writing the letters as like it's kind of like a diary almost. Okay, now that I blended out what was on my face, I also added blush to my cheeks and my nose. I'm using this to kind of like bring color, or not color, but like cool my face down so it's not so super bright. And I just put that usually where I'd put my foundation. It's like a powder foundation. But getting into the last topic of discussion for today, it is public critic of the book. How did the public receive the book? So when it was first came out, it received both positive and negative feedback from the public. Many critics praised the book for how powerful it was. In 1983, Alice Walker received the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction, awarding her success in The Color Purple. While the book was critically acclaimed, it also drew a lot of controversy, particularly within the Black community, because of the stereotypical portrayal of abusive and angry Black men. A lot of people thought it was damaging to the Black community, and some people did not agree with how Seeley portrayed Black men to be like, but oh well, because overall, the book was both praised and criticized. In the African American community, it is seen as an empowering work of art. Today, the novel is celebrated for its lasting impact on social justice, feminism, and African American cultural identity. So yeah, that's all for my video today. Thank you guys for tuning into the podcast. This is the makeup look. Period. See y'all at school.